morning, students. Today, now you have to see the third chapter, plant morphology and taxonomy of angiosperms plants. Chapter 3, plant morphology and taxonomy of angiosperm. Vegetative morphology. There are two types of morphology is that. First one is vegetative morphology, like stem, root. These are comes under this vegetative morphology. Then reproductive morphology, there is a flowers. These are comes under this reproductive morphology. In androecium, gynoecium, anything is there. Okay, there is a topic you have to see one by one. In this chapter, you have to study first one, habit. The plants it will grow on which area, that is called habit. Then plant habitat, what type of plants are there? These are herbs, shrubs or trees, anything is there. This type of habitat is there. Then lifespan, these are growing in 1 year or 2 years or several years, anything is there depending upon the years lifespan only is there. Then parts of the flowering plant, these plants having which type of, any type of parts, there is a leaf or root or stem or flowers or axillary bud, anything is there, that is called parts of a flowering plant. Then root system, which type of root system is that? Adventitious or taproot system. Then shoot system, the aerial part of the plant is nothing but shoot system, how they are covered, what type of shoot system is there. Then last one is leaf, what type of leaf it will present, common leaf or otherwise any venation it will occur in a leaf. You have to study one by one. Okay. First one, the study of various external features of the organism is known as morphology. What do you mean by morphology? Morphology nothing but the external features of an organism, that is called morphology. In a plant, morphology is also known as external morphology, that deals with the study of shape, size and structure of plants and their parts, that is called roots, stem, leaves, flowers, fruits and seeds. These are comes under these plant parts. The root is a parts, stem, leaf, flowers, fruits and seeds. Okay, you have to study the shape and size and structure of plants and their parts also there. Okay, then study of morphology is an important in taxonomy. Study of morphology, it's very important in taxonomical hierarchy. Taxonomy. Taxa means nomus. Taxa means there is a naming of plants with the help of, or otherwise with the, you can classify the plants with the help of some of the rules and regulation. That is called taxonomy. Okay. Then morphological features are important in determining productivity of crops. It's very important. Morphological features. Here there is a plants, it will present the stem portion is there, root portion is there, anything is there. The morphological features are important in determining the productivity of crops. Morphology characters indicate the specific habitats of living as well as the fossil plants and helps to coordinate the distribution in space and the time of fossil plants. Morphology characters, it will indicate the specific habitats of living as well as the fossil plants. The fossil plants also there and helps to correlate the distribution in phase and the time of fossil plants. Then morphological features also significant for phylinology. Morphological features, the external features also present in a plants. These are mostly useful for phylinology, studying about the evolution category also there. Okay, next one. Plant morphology can be studied under two broad categories. Plant morphology, you can study the plant morphology in a two broad category. First one, vegetative morphology, already we studied vegetative morphology. Then reproductive morphology. Here the vegetative morphology, it includes shoot system and root system. Vegetative morphology, it includes shoot system and root system. Then reproductive morphology, it includes flowers, inflorescence and fruits and seeds. These are comes under this reproductive morphology. Then vegetative morphology. Vegetative morphology deals with the study of shape, size and structure of plants and their parts like roots, stem and leaves To understand the vegetative morphology of the following important components are to be studied. They are habit, and lifespan. With the help of this category, you have to study these structures: vegetative morphology, habit, then habitat, and lifespan. First one, habit. What do you mean by the habit? The general form of a plant is referred as habit. It mostly based upon the tree or annuals or plants, perennial plants, tree plants, herb, shrub, anything is there. That is called habit of the plant. The general form of a plant is referred as habit. Based on habit, plants are classified into herbs, then shrubs, then climbers, vines, and trees. These are classified the plants. These plants are classified in this category. First one, herbs. What are herbs? Herbs are sharp stemmed plants. Herbs are nothing but soft, very soft stemmed plants with less woody or no wood also it will present. There is less wood it will present or otherwise no wood it will present. Example, Phyllanthus amaris, Kilanelli. Then Clome viscosa. Phyllanthus amaris, Clome viscosa. These are the example for herbs plants. According to the duration of their life, they may be classified as annuals. Duration of lifespan, they are classified as annuals, biennials, perennials. Annuals means a single year it will grow. Biennial means 2 years it will grow. Perennials means several years. Okay, perennial herbs having a bulb, culm, rhizome or tuber as the underground stem are termed as geophytic. Example, Allium cibba, onion. Here the perennial herbs having a bulb-like structure, a culm-like structure, a rhizome or tuber it will present in an underground stem. These are termed as geophytes because these are present in a soil level. Example, Allium cibba, herbs. The next one, shrubs. Shrubs are nothing but a perennial plant, woody plant with several main stems also arising from the ground level. Perennial, woody plant, several main stems also arising from the ground level. For example, Hibiscus rosa sinensis, horseshoe flower, semperthi. That the plant is comes under the shrubs category. The next one, climbers, vine. Here an elongated weak stem. The climbers are mostly having the weak stem part. Elongated weak stem generally supported by means of climbing devices are called climbers, vines, which may be annual or perennial or herbaceous or wood. Anything is that. Lina is a vine. Lina is a vine that is perennial and woody. Lina are major components of in the tree. In the tree canopy layer of some tropical forests. Example, Ventiloga, Entada, Bogainulla glabra, Kaidapu. Maximum. These are comes under this climbers category. Okay, the next one, trees. Trees. A trees is a shout, tall, perennial, woody plant having one main stem called a trunk. A main stem it will present, that is called a trunk region is there. In an elephant trunk also it will present. In a stem portion, a main stem is called a trunk portion with many lateral branches also there. Example, mango, sapota, jack, fig, and the tip of the trunk. If the trunk remains unbranched, it is said to be caudex. Caudex means nothing but unbranched plants. The plants are not unbranched, branchless. Example, palmyra, coconut plant and palmyra plants. These are comes under this caudex plants. There is no branches it will present. Okay, plant habitat. Next we pass on to plant habitat. Depending upon where the plants grow, habitats may be classified into two major categories. First one, terrestrial, and second one, aquatic. Terrestrial plants, these are mostly live in land condition. In aquatic plants, these are grow in a water condition. Okay, terrestrial plants growing on land are called terrestrial plants, and aquatic plants that are living in water are called aquatic plants or hydrophytes. Okay, next we pass on to lifespan. So habitat and lifespan. So based on lifespan, plants are classified into three types: annuals, biennials, perennials. Already we studied what do you mean by annuals. 1 year plants. Biennial means 2 year plants. Then perennial means several year plants also there. First one, annual plants. The plant that completes their life cycle in one growing seasons only. They complete their life cycle in a one growing season, that is called annual plants. Example, maize, watermelon, groundnut, rice. These are comes under this annual plants. The next one is biennial plants. A plant that lives for 2 seasons. The plants which live for 2 seasons. Growing vegetatively. First year, growing vegetatively during the first year, and flowering and fruiting during the next season. Flowering also occur and fruiting also occur during the second season. Example, carrot, radish and cabbage. Okay, the next one, perennials. Next one is perennial. The plant that grows for many years. The plant, it will grow for many years, that flowers and shed fruits for several seasons during the lifespan. Where it will bear fruits every year. They are called polycarpic perennials. Polycarpic perennials. That is what a perennial plants. Poly means nothing but many. Many. Here they are growing in a many seasons. So that is called many polycarpic perennials. Example, mango, sapota, and some plants produce flowers and fruits only one and die after a vegetative growth of several years. The plants are grown on 1 year after a vegetative growth of several years. These plants are called monocarpic perennials. Example, bambusa, agave and musa. These are comes under this monocarpic. Mono means single. Carpic perennial. These plants are perennial, but their life cycle mostly occur in a aerial part is only 1 year. So bambusa, agave and musa. The next one, parts of a flowering plants. What are the parts mostly present in a flowering plants? Here flowering plants are called angiosperm, angiosperm, seeded plants, or magnoliophytes, magnoliophytes. These are saprophytes consisting of an axis with an underground root system and an aerial part, shoot system it will occur. The shoot system has a stem, branches and leaves. The root system consists of root and its lateral branches also there. Flower, leaf, bud, shoot, stem, and primary root system, secondary root system. We can take a single plant structure, bud also there, stem portion also there, shoot system also there, root system also there, leaf also there, primary roots and secondary roots also there in a plant pots. The next one, root system. The root is non-green, cylindrical, descending axis of plant that usually grows into the soil. That is positively geotropic. It will grow into the soil, the root. It develops from the radicle. The roots are developed from the radicle, which is the first structure that comes out when a seed is placed in the soil. Root is responsible for absorption of water and nutrients and anchoring the plant. It's the main function of root system, absorption and absorb the nutrients and adhering the plant, adhering. Then characteristic features of root system. First one is root is a descending portion of the plant axis. Root is a descending portion of the plant axis, generally non-green in color as it lacks chlorophyll. Roots have no chlorophyll pigments. They are not green in color. Does not possess nodes, internodes and buds, exception in sweet potato only. And members of root daisy, roots bears buds which helps in vegetative propagations. Then it bears root gas. It also have the root gas that absorb water and minerals from the soil. The root gas absorb the water and minerals from the soil. Then it is positively geotropic. The roots are positively geotropic and negatively phototropic. Yet there is a anti-direction of light. Roots are positively geotropic. It will grow towards the soil. Then negatively phototropic. It reverse process. It will occur towards the light. Regions of root system. Then next one we pass on to regions of root system. Root tip is covered by a dome-shaped structure made of a parenchyma cells called root cap. Root cap it will present. That is dome-shaped structure. It mostly made up of parenchyma cells. Root tip. It protects the meristematic cells in the apex region. In a top region, it protect the meristematic cells in the apex region Pandanus multiple root cap is present. In a pandanus, multiple root caps also it will present in that plant. In pistia, instead of root cap, root packet is present. In pistia, instead of root cap, root packets are present. A few millimeters above the root system, the following three distinct zones have been classified based on the meristematic tissue. Meristematic activity. First one, meristematic classified. Here there are three distinct zones also there. First one, meristematic zone. Second one, zone of elongation. The third one, zone of maturation also occur. Zone of elongation, zone of maturation, and zone of meristematic zone it will present in this plant, in this root system. You can see root hair it will present. Region of cell maturations it will occur in a topmost region. Then region of cell elongation also occur. Then region of cell division also occur. So cell divisions also occur. Then root cap also it will present in this region. That is a region of root system. The next one is table of content in this root system. Root zones, meristematic zone, zone of elongation, and zone of maturation it will occur. Position, it lies just above the root cap. In a meristematic zone, in which part it will present? It lies just above the root cap. Then zone of elongation, it lies just above the meristematic zone. It lies above the zone of elongation. Maturation part, zone of elongation it will occur. Types of cell, meristematic cells actively divide and continuously increase in number. Elongated cells also there. Mature differentiated cells also there. Function, this is the main growing tip of the root system. The cells increase the length and cause enlargement of this root system. The cells differentiate into various tissue like epidermis, cortex region, and vascular bundle. It also produces root hairs which absorbs water and minerals from the soil. That is a function of root system. Then types of root system. What are the types of root it will present? You can see the diagram. First one is taproot system. Second one is adventitious root system. In a taproot system, a primary, there is a primary root it will present, and also there is adventitious roots also it will present. Then second one, taproot system and fibrous root system. In a taproot system, primary root is the direct prolongation of the radicle. Primary root it will produce from the taproot system. It also adventitious roots also the primary root it will present. In a taproot system only the primary root it will mostly up to their death it will present. In adventitious root it will decay. Primary root persists and continues to grow as dicotyledons. It forms the main root of the plant and it is called it as taproot system. Taproots produces lateral roots that further branches into finer roots. Lateral roots also along with the branches together called as secondary roots. In a taproot system, primary roots it will present. After that, from that some of the lateral roots also arising in these primary roots. These are called secondary roots, tertiary roots. These are comes under this from the primary roots. Next we pass on to adventitious roots. Root developing from any part of the plant other than the radicle is called adventitious roots. It may develop from the base of the stem or nodes or internodes. Example, Monstera, Delicosia, Piper nigrum. In most of the monocots, the primary root of the seedling is short-lived and lateral roots only arise from the various regions of the plant body. These are bunch of thread-like roots nearly equal in size which are collectively called it as fibrous root system. Generally found in grasses, in a rice also there. Example, Oryza sativa, Eleusine corrugana. In a monocot plants, this type of root system only it will present. Okay, thank you students. Thank you one and all. Up to this one you have to read. Today in this class you got to read all the category. First one, what do you mean by vegetative morphology and reproductive morphology, and depending upon the plants, herbs and shrubs and trees also classified. Apart from this one, what is annual plants, what is perennial plants, what is perennial plants also there. Then after that we will go for root system. root system and shoot system, parts of the flowering plants. In a shoot system, in a root system, what are the parts it will present in a root system? Tap root system, fibrous root system. Okay, thank you one and all, thank you.